Hello and welcome to Tarot by the Moon. It's Tasha here at Tarot by the Moon. Hello everyone, welcome. Full moon today is Thursday. Full moon in Aquarius, still in the Leo season. And time for another Tarot by the Moon. Thank you all so much for all your likes, shares and subscribes. We've just passed just over a year old. Thank you for all the feedback on the last video. It's much appreciated by each and every one of you. Absolutely loving it. Full moon in Aquarius. Now, Aquarius, what's that asking us to do? That's asking us to get very much back in alignment with our true authenticity, with a true vision of ourselves. Not the vision that we thought we might have had of ourselves, perhaps a year ago, 10 years ago, a week ago, even a day ago, even who knows. It's asking you to check right now, and actually get in alignment with your true authenticity. Not what it was, not what somebody else thinks it should be, not strip away all the pressures, strip away. Just imagine yourself, just imagine if you had no pressures, no one else to answer to, nobody else to keep happy, not even old versions of yourself. What is the truth of you? What is the truth of you? It's time to get back in alignment with that. It's a big one. It's a massive energy, Aquarius. I've got my moon in Aquarius myself, and it is you've got to create a vision. You've got to create a vision of what you and what your path and all of those sorts of things are. In reality, it already exists. It's already inside you, or out. It's already there. It's already in the 5D. It's already out there. It's already in your higher self. It's already in all those codes. But it's about bringing yourself back to that quite fiercely as well. It's almost like a sun energy to Aquarius, even though it's an air sign, because it's a star energy. And so that's kind of got a fire of its own. So it can come across quite ruthless sometimes, especially emotionally. And you do need to be careful of that if you've got strong Aquarius placements in your chart, especially in your moon or your rising or your Venus or anything like that. Because it can cause you to become quite cut off. Very, what people, and I get this word bandied at me a lot, eccentric. The eccentric of the zodiac and all of this. I wear it proudly. It's absolutely fine. It is what it is. But it is that side of you, whether you are Aquarius or not, whether you have Aquarius in your chart or not, under this full moon, whatever combination you've got in your chart, you are going to be feeling that side of yourself coming out. Okay? It's a side of yourself that maybe you've hidden as well. Easy for me to sit here with a lot of Aquarius in my chart and own eccentricities, but it's not that easy for everyone. So some of you may be feeling there's parts of yourself what you really have to coax out, or you really have to shine a light on and heal before you can bring them out. That doesn't mean we're all going to be running around dyeing our hair pink. That's not what eccentricity means. It can mean something that to other people seems quite ordinary, even, if you see what I mean. It's not about that. It's about what's true to you and what's eccentric to the way you're living right now. What the difference is. It's not eccentric for the sake of eccentric, is what I want to say. That's not true. That's not the truth of it. It's more what is completely different and visionary for your life, and that's going to look different for everyone, for absolutely everyone. Okay, because if you've always been a kind of person who's just sort of this has just been given me as an example now. If you're the kind of person who's, and there are a lot of these about, and whatever, we're all on our own path, there's no judgment here. But if you're one of these people who's just being eccentric because that's fashionable, oh look at me, I'm mad. You know the type, you know what I'm saying, right? I'm doing crazy stuff, I'm getting all tattoos or I don't know, something like this, yeah. That's not authentic eccentricity, if you see what I mean. It really isn't. It means being radical. It means being radical to the way you've done things or allowed things to be done, or the way you've allowed yourself to carry on that you know isn't the true truth of you. You might have been doing all of that, but deep down inside you're quite a quiet and reserved person. So now the authentic, radical thing to do would be to just turn it around and become that quiet, reserved person. Do you see what I mean? It's not about bright colours and tattoos, and it's not. It's about being radical in a different sense. It's being radical in relation to what you've been doing so far that really isn't the truth of you. I hope that makes sense. Tough one to get across. Something I want to say as well is on the last 3 readings, just before I've come in to do the reading, I've had a pain over my left hand side of my head. Now I do get a lot of headaches myself, but I have asked the question today, because it's happened 3 times in a row just before I've come into the reading. I've asked the little question, as empaths do, and if you are an empath and you're struggling, I'll give you this little tip right now. Absorbing people's energy and whatever is something that I've learned, and it's helped me massively with all of that, or just over the last 2 or 3 years, is when you're feeling headachy, tired, anxious, heavy stuff, stop for a minute, realise that's happening, be mindful that's happening, have a deep breath, ground yourself a little minute, okay? And then just ask the question, is this my energy that I'm feeling? Is this my anxiety? Is this my headache? Fill in the blank. Take a little minute. Don't overthink it. Don't try and force it. Just go about what you're doing, just a light activity or whatever, and you'll know. You'll just know. It'll shift, and you'll know. You'll think, oh yeah, this isn't my headache. Okay. And that's what I've done today, because it's come in 3 times now, just before I've started. I've gone, is this is somebody here. Now Aquarius rules air, okay? That's our thoughts, that's our mental processes, that's our brain, that's our mind, okay? It's very, very much the mind. That's one of the downsides of Aquarius as well, is you can get too stuck in your head. And it can cut you off from your heart chakra and make it become cold, or at least come across as cold. So beware of that. But I'm just being shown either somebody is literally suffering from a lot of headaches when you're tuning in, is probably to do with the heat and whatever as well. We're all getting or actually, because that's what I thought. I linked it to, well, it's Aquarius moon. Somebody's getting all up in their head. Somebody's stuck in their head about something. And while it's like absolutely correct and right to use our brain and use our intellect and use our logic to move forward and make decisions in life, we've got to be careful that we're keeping that connected to the heart also, okay? And I'm feeling that very strongly. It's come up 3 times now as well, so somebody's struggling with that a bit, and I'm only here to help and guide you. Free will planet, and I can only give you what I'm getting. You guys know that. I'm trying to tell anyone what to do. I might come across a little bit sassy now and then when I can see what people, what spirit is screaming out, but really and truly I respect everybody's free will, but I feel like somebody's making decisions here, getting stuck in their head when they need to tune into their heart more, and maybe tuning into your heart more in the past has led to a bit of a mess or whatever, but there's a balance. Using your head and applying logic and all of those things are wonderful, wonderful qualities, and is surely very much part of the Aquarius energy. However, if it's getting imbalanced and cutting you off from your heart, especially on a full moon. Now, you know what I always say, you guys, on a full moon, you need to be extra, extra careful. So at the bottom, it's trying to show me. Justice in reverse. I got to look at it because I saw it in the camera screen and it was like, you need to look at this. I don't normally do this way. This is the first time I've ever done this, you guys. You know that if you've watched me regularly. Justice in reverse. Okay. Somebody's been wronged. Okay, you need to let that go, especially at a time of a full moon. It does hurt. It is unfair. It totally is unfair, whatever it is. It's completely unfair. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's very, very painful. There's a sword being stuck in, metaphorically, somebody here as well. This is how you've got stuck in your head, and this has been going on for about well, for at least 3 months you've been finding it difficult to, it's been really affecting your mental health, I want to say. This is what I mean about somebody's getting stuck in their head. Okay, you, especially now at the full moon, because it'll magnify everything and then you're attracting even more. Okay, if you follow my channel regularly, you'll know what I'm saying, you'll know what I'm getting at. So you need to let that go. You need to release it under this moon and get back in touch with your heart centre, my loves. Okay, I'm sending a lot of love out to you, wherever that is. Wherever that is. I'm downstairs today. It is stifling upstairs. This is a really cool room. It's like a cold room in the winter. And even in the summer, sometimes you want to put a little hoodie on or something when you're in here. But even in here today, it's feeling quite warm. Anyway, that was a bit of a different start. But there you go. We're keeping it organic here at Tarot by the Moon. So thank you once again. Please hit the thumbs up. As many of you as possible. Even if you've only watched 5 minutes of it, hit the thumbs up. Do a good deed. Please do it. I send you all my love. Blessings beyond. And please consider subscribing, because I know a lot of you watch and a lot of you get in touch with me. Mr. Milo's agreeing with me completely there. Mr. Milo, do you mind? Come here. 2 dogs there in case you've never seen before. Mr. Milo and Mr. Murray. Mr. Milo's a little Parsons Russell, who's in charge, obviously, and the bigger dog is a collie dog called Mr. Murray, and they are a pair of characters. Right. Mr. Milo, come here. Come here, bud. Come on. Right. So, yeah, please consider subscribing, because an awful lot of you get in touch with me and an awful lot of you watch it and haven't subscribed. And please subscribe. It is so easy to do. It'll mean all the world to me. And if you're not down for subscribing because you've got your own reasons, or you just don't want to do that, I can assure you there's no catch to it whatsoever. I was one of those people myself for many years. Just had to be in my bonnet about subscribing to things on YouTube. And, yeah, I don't know why, because I'm now subscribed to loads of amazing YouTube channels and there's absolutely no catch whatsoever. So I hope you'll consider it at least. If not, please share. Please don't give anyone any money if they approach you over the internet, because I don't approach people over the internet. And all tarot readers get impersonated at some point to scam people, unfortunately. So don't respond to any of it at all. Just report it or ignore it, okay? If you did want a personal reading, you can get in touch with me. You can get in touch with me via my Facebook page, and there's an email address on there. Don't send a mail directly to the Facebook page, because it doesn't work. You can't open them. It's a fault with Facebook at the minute. But if you respond to the email address I've provided on there, I'll get back to you and we can arrange a personal reading. It'll be my absolute pleasure. So, all that being said, let's go in with the Aquarius full moon reading. So what we do with Tarot by the Moon, we always call in the highest vibration of love and only love into this reading, for ourselves, for humanity, for everyone involved in our reading, for the planet, for Gaia, for the universe, for all of the animals, all of the plant life, all of the teachers that we find within the animals and the plant life and the mineral world, and all of it, all of the kingdoms in between, all of the extraterrestrial life that we've yet to understand. Nothing but divine love and radical compassion, and so it is. Okay, my loves, so if you've not tuned in before, just a little quick explanation of how I go about this. You don't need to be any particular star sign. Different star signs come up. We'll get to that when we come to it, but you don't need to be any particular star sign. It's for everyone. Tarot is timeless as well, so although this is an Aquarius full moon reading, if it just comes up on your feed at a random time, then there's a message in here for you somewhere. Follow your guide. Okay, my loves. So what I do, I split it into 4 sections, and that's air, water, fire and earth. And the air will represent our thought processes and our mental health and our mind, and that kind what's balanced in there. And the water represents our heart and our emotions and how we're feeling about things. And the fire represents our creativity, willpower and passion. So that's how the drive to get things done. And then the earth will represent how we're actually manifesting, how we're actually pulling that through in the 3D, in the earth plane. So it seems to be working, and I hope that makes sense. Let's go in. Okay. We've got... Now, see, my head is clearing now. You see, this is what I mean, you fellow empaths. So now that I've acknowledged that that's not my Oh, that is way too many. Sorry, shuffle. Bear with me. Wow. Okay, wait. Okay, I only take, no, I don't know what's going on with that today. The flippers and the fallers, I was going to say, from my shuffles. So let's just do it nicely and see what comes up. There we are, that's what I mean. So there's two. Oh, right, so, okay, lovely, lovely, lovely. One more card. Oh, there we go. That's it. Okay. All right. So there's our starter. Okay, and don't forget we had this Justice in Reverse came out as well. We might have to come back to that at the end. That's a separate thing. This is why somebody's all up in their head and I'm getting their heads. Anyway, as I was saying, straight away my head started to feel a lot clearer because I've identified that it's not my, this is a 9-path tip for you guys. I've identified it's not my headache, it's not my fuzzy head feelings, it's somebody else's, and now that I've expressed it and it's landed with somebody, it's landed with one of you, you know who you are and you're going to get back to me, it's starting to feel better, and I hope it's going to start to feel better for you also. Okay, so 10 of Swords in reverse coming up in our area of air, our minds, our health, mental health, our thought processes and things like that. Things have been as bad as they're going to get when we get a 10 of Swords. I won't whack a bounce. I won't sugarcoat it for you. It's been intense. There's been a lot of injustice, a lot of unfairness, a lot of pain, a lot of mental pain. This is what I mean. Somebody's getting it right up in their head. They're not doing too good. But you know you're not. You know you're not. And that is like massive, that you know you're not, whoever that is. That is massive. It's when you don't know that you're in all that pain mentally that you are in trouble. Sure, we'd all agree with that. And whoever that is as well, if you're feeling that, I always say get in touch, because I'll always point you in the direction of professional people who can help you out. So the good news is it's as bad as it's going to get. You've hit the rock bottom and it's in the reverse, so it's just starting to turn around, and that's what I'm feeling like, because you recognize what's going on, and you, even though it's difficult to get out of that energy right now, because you actually recognize what's going on, it's straight away starting to lift. And on an Aquarius full moon couldn't be a better time for that kind of energy to lift. Like I say, it rolls, it's an air sign, it's all about the mind, it's all about focus, mental powers and things like that, okay? It's a full moon. So this has come to a crisis point with the moon, I'd say. And you're realising it. You're realising that healing needs to happen. Healing can happen now, and it will. And it'll come right back around. Okay. 8 of Cups in our emotions, a lovely energy, an absolutely wonderful energy, and just the antidote, just the remedy for the poison. I got the poison, I got the remedy, I got the prodigy in my head now. We got the poison, we got the remedy. 8 of Cups, this is about moving on to much better things. On a traditional card, or on the other cards that I use, it's the guy going up the hill towards the castle with his head held high. This is moving on to much, much better things. This is finding a path that's much, much more suitable for yourself and will ultimately lead to a castle in a distance, which is success, okay? But it does tell us that this is after a time. This is not just, oh, I'm taking a better path. Oh, I'm looking at what's over there. Oh, that looks a bit better. It's not just that, the 8 of Cups. It's that, but it's after a time of great obstacles, struggles, stress. So in our heart, in our emotions, this is what I mean. We know. So at least we know if we're taking that healing, okay, that we're able to take that healing. But in our feelings, in our heart, which is what I was worried about at the beginning. Somebody's getting so stuck in the head, they're going to lose that connection between the head and the heart. But what I'm seeing here is you're absolutely not. In fact, you're healing it. And the fact that you've had to sort of like have a little bit of a severing of that, or that that's been in doubt for a while, that disconnection between the head and the heart, shows me that the fact that they've come back together, when something's right, so when energetically, when something's split away from each other, or there's a gap or a stop, or separation, and then it comes back together, it doesn't just come back together. This is another bit of how the beauty of how the universe takes care of us and how our own energy heals us, is it's actually stronger and better than it was before, because you've learned so much now. You've learned so much, and it just expands. Remember the lesson I told you on one of the videos about the spiral? How everything in life works on a spiral, including energy, everything in nature. So this is what I mean. So the spiral doesn't just go round and round and round like this. It expands. Every loop is an expansion out. So every time you've had to go round this sort of drama, this sort of thing that the universe has been throwing up for you, these lessons, and you've come through the other side, there's an expansion. And that's what I'm seeing. There's great healing occurring here, and I'm so happy to see that. And I'm also so happy to see an ace, because I've said this to you guys before as well. Traditionally, in traditional old school tarot, if you didn't see an ace on your first turn of the cards, you're doing it wrong. You should start again. And tarot's changed. I mean, it has. Everything does. But I always like to see an ace straight away if I can. It's a powerful read, and it's more sort of like by the book tarot, if that makes sense. So we've got a lovely strong. Ace is such strong energy, such fortuitous energy. So coming up in our area of fire, passion, creativity, and willpower on this auspicious Aquarius full moon, we have a beautiful Ace of Pentacles. We'll have that all day long. Abundance, good health, wealth, opportunities, increase, power, all power returning to you, and not power for the sake of power to actually manifest and change for the better, for it to come up in the area of our solar plexus, of our willpower, our fire. That Ace of Pentacles, that's like grounded. So it's not just, we've got this powerful energy. It's unlikely to be abused when it's come through. That's earth pulling through fire, if you see what I mean, in this reading. So it's like grounding that fire. And didn't I say in the last reading the other day, I'm sure something came up in that about we need to balance the fire energy in the collective and within ourselves. That's confirmation from spirit that we're doing that work, that work is getting done, we're achieving that. Again, Ace of Pentacles is about achievements. So for it to come up in this area as well, this is like, right, so you're bringing in this medicine, you're healing, you're taking a better path, and it's onwards and upwards on the Eight of Cups, and you're grabbing hold of that pentacle with all of the passion, creativity, fire you have, and you're actually pulling in so many good things for yourself. So many. We've got Temperance coming up here as one of the bigger energies. Okay. I know our partner. Sagittarius energy. You may be Sagittarius, you may have strong Sagittarius placements, so you may be dealing with a Sagittarius. I'm getting Libra here as well. That's just coming through on ethers. That's just me. I get that with Temperance. What I will say with Temperance, it came out in the reverse. Okay, it's still a good energy. It's my particular favourite energy. In fact, anyone who knows me and knows my tarot, I absolutely love the Temperance energy. The thing with the Temperance energy is it can take some this is why she's depicted pouring one thing into a cup and then she'll pour it back and forth like this, yeah. So she can take something bad and turn it into something good. Reminds me very much of the Hathor sort of energy in Egyptian mythology as well. She can take anything, take the poison and turn it into the remedy. You couldn't write it. Boom. Taking the poison and turning it into the remedy. Taking the poison and turning it into the remedy. Okay, this is what she's doing. When it's in the reverse, you need to be careful that some of your energy isn't taking a good thing and turning it into a bad thing. Self-sabotage, my friends. We all do it, regardless of sign, or all human beings do that thing. So that's the energy coming up with the Temperance and Sagittarius in reverse. You have this innate ability to turn situations around, whether they're good or bad. Okay, so as much as you're capable of turning a negative to a positive, you're also sometimes a bit of a self-sabotage in energy. So that's the warning. Doesn't mean that's what we're doing. But that is the warning, especially under the full moon. This is why I came in at the beginning with all that stuff about the head pain and the Justice in reverse. Because it would be easy, of course, you're only human, and we're all only human. It would be easy to sort of start turning a good thing into a bad thing. Just looking at everything that could go wrong instead of everything that could go right in a situation. Now, when a Justice is in reverse, it would be so easy to slip into that because things have been unfair and things are not on and all of that kind of energy. Okay? But there is still good things going on. Spirit really wants you to focus on what you can change from negative to positive instead of, victim mentality. Oh, well, it wasn't fair and look what happened to me and what am I going to do about this? No. You're better than that. We're all better than that. We're realising the effect that kind of living's having on our mental health. We're turning that around, 10 of Swords in reverse. We're taking a higher path, 8 of Cups. Okay, our heart is really in that goal as well. Your heart is in the goal of ascension. When you see a different 8 of Cups card with a picture on, it's usually got somebody going up a hill and a castle in the distance and whatever. And that's ascension. You know, there's no stopping it. There's no stopping it. You're on the right road, okay? Manifesting, staying grounded in your fire as well, staying grounded in your passions, finding balance within there. Balanced energy. I'm loving this reading. I'm loving it. Now today, I don't normally do it, but because it's been coming up for me to do it more recently, I'm going to clarify. I might have done it right at the beginning actually of my channel. I should probably look back at some of the old videos and see how I did it a year ago and how it's evolved or something. I feel good. Let's see. I know I don't like too many clarifiers. I feel like, for me anyways, I sometimes it depends on the energy of who you're reading for as well. It's such an organic thing, really, tarot reading. But I personally find the simpler the better. Okay, because of course tarot is a wonderful tool to use, but really and truly we should just be listening to our guidance and clearing a channel. Yeah, it's just our human brain that needs a tarot card to help us figure it out, if that makes sense. And a wonderful tool it is, an absolutely amazing tool. Right, I've just asked for some clarity on this 10 of Swords in the reverse. We've got a Prince of Wands. It's asking me to go again. This is the Thoth Tarot. Master Crowley's Thoth Tarot. So this is fire energy again. That's very Sagittarian sort of Leo, Aries sort of energy. I'm getting Leo a lot as well. Somebody might have strong Leo because there's actually a lion pulling that chariot or some kind of a big cat. Okay, Knight of Wands. Okay, somebody's ready to take action, that's for sure. You're ready to sort of take action on what you need to take action for to turn this situation around. Yeah, that's what it is. You see what I mean? You can do too many cards. Just look at what you got. Also, also, he's on a chariot, which reminds me of the chariot card. So I'm getting Cancerian energy there as well. Okay, and that's a very emotional energy. That's all about the heart, as is Leo. Okay, and for it to come up to clarify that Ten of Swords in reverse in our area of our mental health, that's like, again, finding balance between the head and the heart, and taking forward moving action on that. That's not the traditional meaning of the Knight of Wands, by the way, or description as a character or any of that, but this is intuitive. This is what I'm being shown. So it's about we're taking action on that, my loves. Now the nights are all about action for sure. There's still growing to do. You're aware of that. But your fire is balanced as well, because of course what I say about balanced fire, one more of a perfect image of balanced fire is there than that particular image right there, right now. I mean, if he wasn't in balanced fire, that would be shambolic, wouldn't it? Because he's hurtling along in that chariot with that lion pulling him, ablaze. Okay, it's amazing. So you're keeping it. Mental health can make us have imbalanced fire, and what I mean by that is we get, especially in the hot weather, it is a perfect example of it, we all get a little bit more short-tempered, short-fused, snappy, tempers can fray and escalate and things like that, especially in the hot weather, well known. So if your fire that's your personal fire that you work with is imbalanced, yeah, it's like, you're being so strong in your mentality right now about keeping that in check, because it's just going to make things worse if you lose it. You'd have every right to lose your SHIT from what I can see is going on here, right? But that's just not going to serve you. And you were focusing with your beautiful brain under this beautiful Aquarius full moon energy to not allow yourself to do that. You were staying in your chariots of fire. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Chariots of fire. Maybe you've been listening to Vangelis or something, who knows. Or watching that film even. Okay. All right. I'm going to clarify the Eight of Cups for us. What's this new path that we're going on to Ascension all about? What's that? Oh, lovely. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune, folks. Now, this is very much about divine timing, okay? It's about massive changes as well. So this is a big turnaround going at that Eight of Cups. I'm sure we had the Eight of Cups in one of the more recent readings as well. It's a big, big turnaround of energy. You're taking your chariot up that path to ascension. You're taking that chariot onward to better things in life. A better path is unfolding before you, and boy, are you on it. And boy, are you appreciative of it as well. I'm feeling a level of appreciation and gratitude here. A level of appreciation and gratitude for this change that the universe has brought you, and there's no stopping it. There's no stopping it now. You're all the way to the top. I can't looking at those stars at the top either. I'm feeling that that's very Aquarius. Okay. That Aquarius full moon energy is bringing massive luck, massive changes in for somebody here, and boy oh boy are you grabbing hold of it and being showing up the universe appreciation for that. I love this reading. It's great. Right. Ace of Pentacles. What's this Ace of Pentacles all about, please? Oh, don't like the way that happened. I'll go again, my loves. Okay. Just concentrate on my shuffling a bit more. So this is the Pentacles coming in. Show me the Ace of Pentacles. Lovely. That's a proper drop, you see what I mean? Adjustment. Now, Libra, I said Libra and she was coming in. Justice. It says adjustment on there, but this is the Thoth Crowley Tarot. And that is justice in the other tarot. That's what it is. So you can see it's a perfect image of balance. You would not find a more perfect sacred geometry, perfection image of balance than the Thoth. adjustment card. Justice. So justice is coming in. There's been this terrible injustice, but like this may be something legal, like a legal thing or something as well. Now, I'm not if you would go through anything like that, please seek professional advice, by the way. Do not rely on me for that. But I've got to give you what I'm getting. And because there's money there as well, isn't there, with the Ace of Pentacles? Righto. I knew this card was going to come in. And it is Libra. I said Libra energy. There's a sense of, again, balance. It's all about balance. I'm so happy. There's a few things going on here. We as a collective are managing to stay balanced through an Aquarius full moon and grounded in our elements and our energies. That is fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that. But also there's something going on here for somebody personally where it's like there's been this massive injustice. Okay, it's been very, very wrong and it's had a terrible effect on your mental health. But you're turning that around, you've got that, that's all getting better, you're healing that, we're remedying that, and you've taken a positive approach. Because if you hadn't got control of it with that chariot, with that fiery chariot, Prince of Wands energy and that Ten of Swords reverse, it could have ended up ruining you. No joke, that's what I'm seeing here. No joke. Because of your own actions, your own power, as well as appreciating that there is a higher power that's working with you, to put it rudimentally, you've actually turned that situation around. It's begun to turn around with the help of the universe there. But you are the one that's done it because you've changed what's inside first. When we change what's inside us first, what's outside of us manifests in a more beneficial way, if that makes sense. So we need to change what's going on in our heads. We need to change what's going on in our heart space and things like that and heal it as much as we possibly can. And then we find a pathway opens. Then we find justice completely turns around. Because justice has completely turned around now. You're going to get justice for something, and this might well involve a sum of money. Okay, with the Ace of Pentacles together with it there. It's coming in. Whatever it is, that situation's going to be turned around, even if you just like see somebody having their karma for the poor way they've treated you, or you're, not that we sit there going, oh, you're getting, not, you know what I mean. But there's justice coming in for you where there was injustice before, massively, absolutely massively. And it's down to you. It's down to you changing your state of mind or realising that your states. It's like as soon as you've realised your state of mind needed to change, things started going your way. You got support. And that is absolutely right. You got the help. You got the direction to go in. You got the bit of luck that you needed. Or if this isn't happening now for somebody, this is what's coming in for you. All right? Off the back of this Aquarius full moon. So be very, very careful about keeping all of that in balance, in check. All right? Understanding that there is a higher power working with you. Whenever I get the Temperance card as well, I always feel like that this is strongly linked to angelic guidance and guides and celestial, all of that, right? Very strong presence there with the Temperance. It's coming in for you, my loves, okay? So stay clear. Don't allow yourself to turn positives into negatives. Don't go focusing on what could go wrong. Focus on what could go right. Pull it around. Turn it around. Start to even just acknowledging that it needs to will shift that energy along. And you'll start to find the help, support you need to find this path, the Eight of Cups, to find this good fortune that's coming in with the wheel, to find that Ace of Pentacles, to find justice. Okay, my darlings, I'm loving it. So, one more. So, let's have a look at this Temperance in the reverse was then. It says on there, I find clarity through calm. It sounds like an overly simple thing, to be honest with you, because this does feel like quite a complex issue and everything, but you know it's true as well. You do, we all do, absolutely. Sometimes we forget when we're facing these difficult circumstances. No. Okay, Temperance in reverse, show us. Temperance in reverse, please. Oh, the table's shaking, I'm so sorry. Let me just get my hands up off the table, that's better. Show us the Temperance in reverse, please. Spirit guardian angels. Very heavy energy around this. There's quite an imbalance. You may have already sort of like scalded yourself, I feel. Kicked yourself up the bum a bit for that's flipped right round, right. 5 of Wands in reverse, yes. There's a bit of conflict here, there's a bit of strife here, there's a bit of a clash. But you've got to look at it again, so we've got to look at the positives of it. This is what I'm getting. This is what I was just going to say before that 5 of Wands flipped out. This is what I'm getting. You may have already been kicking yourself up the bum a bit because you've already sort of seen yourself do that and the troubles that it's caused you, where you've taken positive situations and you've completely self-sabotaged them. Or you've taken positive situations and you've just seen the negative in it and turned it into a negative thing. So you know this, okay? And it's led to disputes and it's led to disagreements and it's led to a clash of interest and a clash of ego and ego coming up in yourself, maybe even. So you learning that lesson. Somebody's learning that lesson right now. It's okay. We all learn it and we all come back to learn it. It's absolutely fine. What is that around though? I want to ask her. I feel like that's because we've got quite. Do you know what I want to say as well? We've got quite good balance of like elements on the table today. You know, sometimes it's predominantly cups or predominantly swords or whatever. We've got like one of the main cards, one of the minor arcanas, right? We've got an earth, water, air. We've got a little bit more. We've got two fire cards. We've got another minor arcana, and we've got another air. So what I'm going to say to that is, because this reading has screamed at me balance. There's been so many indicators of checking in with balance. Yeah, I'm sure you'll agree. And the only thing that's slightly out of balance to the elements here is the water. Okay. We've got an 8 of Cups. It's quite a high number. There's only one cup card. Does that make sense? So I'm going to say this is around love life, and that's why, again, I have to question these romance angels coming in. But, oh, yeah, there's heavy energy around. Right. Somebody's had a dispute in love. This is where the Temperance is in reverse. You've self-sabotaged yourself. There's something else going on as well with your justice and your finance and all of that, right? But you've self-sabotaged yourself in love. Okay, you've just perhaps talked yourself out of something. Perhaps you've acted from the head. You've acted from the head and not the heart to sort out a problem of the heart. That's what's happened. That is what's happened to somebody here. You've approached a situation that's about love, about being in love. Sorry, we all do it again. This is how we learn, right? This is how we grow. And instead of resolving it from the heart space, you've resolved it from your head space, because you've been so up in your head trying to sort all this other stuff in your life out. Of course, you've got all of this on your plate that you're trying to sort out. That you've got it tangled. And you've sort of pushed somebody away a little bit or caused a dispute when there didn't need to be one. Something like that. Let's see. Something like that. I'm feeling that strongly now. Very, very strongly. Oh, it's a lot of energy. I can't read all of them. Please, can we just have 1 or 2 cards to clarify? Thank you. Finances and career. It makes total sense. So this has come up the romance angels to clarify Temperance, okay? And a 5 of Wands, where you've self-sabotaged something, where water's out of balance, where love's out of balance. And what's causing you to have that love out of balance? Your finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Too royal they are, because you've made it so. Now, when you've got financial issues, sometimes it's really hard to focus on love, and sometimes perhaps you've even had to say to somebody, I'm not in a great place right now, which is actually the mature and correct way to deal with it. I'm not in a great place right now. Things are really unstable in my finances. Things are really unstable in my career. I don't know what's going to be happening. So I can't commit, or I can't make a decision, or I'm all over the place. Yeah. It's really affecting that. It's affecting your love life. That's why the water's out of balance, because everything else. Okay. Oh, I feel that for you, because I'm feeling a lot of emotional rise up there. I think that came up last week as well, didn't it? About finances and career getting in the way of somebody's love life. Recently, it's been, as I say, this has been, this energy that I'm picking up on, it's been months now. Similar sort of. Now, like I always say, take what resonates, take what doesn't. There might be bits of this will spot onto your story. It all might be your story. None of it might be your story. Let me know. Give me the feedback. Please send me the feedback if this resonates with you. Please leave a comment in the box below. Get in touch with me. Let me know. It's really resonating with you. Absolutely love to you there. Give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Wow. There's a lot of passion here, a lot of passion, okay? It is safe for you to love, in case you were wondering also, it is safe for you to love, okay? Because obviously you've shut somebody out a little bit, or shut somebody down, or not invested yourself as fully emotionally as perhaps you could, because you're questioning, is it safe? Because right now everything else in my life's really unstable, and I've had all this injustice, and I'm striving to sort of turn this Ten of Swords around and to balance that Chariot of Fire, the swords that can go you're trying to do all of that, and so you're questioning, if I get involved with somebody now, while all of this is like this, is that a good idea? Is that even a good idea for me over then? Although you cannot deny that there's great passion here. Your heart and soul are singing with joy. Singing with joy whenever you think about this person or think about being close to this person. It's absolutely magic. And Spirit is saying, yes, it is safe. Open your heart to give and receive the highest love of all. Exactly. You've got to open your heart. So it's no good trying to solve a heart problem from a head space. That's what I'm saying. You've got to solve it from your heart space. And little by little, you will increase your heart space if you do that, because this love is reciprocated. It's massive, deeply passionate, and it is absolutely safe. It is if you let it in fact, if you let this love energy in fully, you might find it stabilises, or at least goes a long way towards helping to stabilise other areas of your life. Because don't forget that love and money flow through the same channels in energy. Abundance, fertility, okay? So by allowing this in a little bit more, all right, and seeing what's good in it instead of seeing what's bad in it or what could go wrong with it, and allowing your heart and soul to sing with that joy, you might find that it totally helps you to stabilise other areas of your life. You're questioning whether this can be stable, and what I'm seeing is it's the most stable bit of your life right now. Just you're having trouble seeing it. There it is. There it is, my loves. Okay. Anything else? Yeah. Okay, we're doing a moon ritual. It's time for a moon ritual, gang. Full moon in Aquarius. I feel like I need to do a love reading around that, to be honest with you. But I don't know if I do. Oh, full moon in Pisces sheds new light on my emotional journey. It's not in Pisces, it's in Aquarius, but we'll take that. The full moon sheds light on my emotional journey. Yes, yes it does. Yes it does. Maybe somebody is Pisces as well, but maybe that's a future a factor. But that's what I'm saying, that let the Aquarius new moon shed light on your emotional journey, because that's what's at balance here. Alright? Is you are not giving to that, and that's the thing you should be giving to. that being stable will help it to stabilise all of this, which you are stabilising. You're on the path to stabilising it. I hope this is coming across. I feel like it is. So allow this beautiful Aquarius full moon to shed light on our emotional journey. So I said to you at the beginning as well, on the preamble, it's time to have a look at the truth of what we are. Authenticity, Aquarius. Absolute authenticity, absolute truth. And if you are denying parts of yourself because you're holding back on love, you're not accepting that you're in love with somebody and that you need to take action on that, or start letting them in a bit more, start giving them back a bit more, then you're not living in your authenticity, are you? And sometimes we could be like, oh yeah, but falling in love is taking me away from my divine path and taking me away from myself or whatever. But sometimes falling in love, even though it can and will for sure throw shadows, throw feelings of what on earth am I doing at and things like that, that's all part of the journey. That's all part of your learning. That's all part of your spiritual path. That's all part of you being in alignment as well. People say, oh well, yeah, but now you feel all, so you shouldn't have done that because now you feel all separated from your path and it's taking you away from yourself and blah blah blah. You should have stayed in alignment. Really stayed cold, stayed in that cold headspace when dealing with a heart space. It's worth a little bit of pain, you're in there. It's worth a little bit of darkness, you're in there for love and for the lessons that you learn from it. Absolutely, don't be scared of that. People I feel like a lot of, and I'm not calling anyone out here, but I feel like a lot of the spiritual community these days are a little bit sterile in that way. It's like, oh yeah, whatever you do, don't fall in love. Oh yeah, whatever you do, don't start getting involved with somebody else's energy mixed up and all of that. And it's like, really? Because if that's what the truth of your soul is calling you to, even though there might be a little bit of pain in there and a little bit of things to deal with in there, then there's something in there for you. There's something in there that you need, whether it is a lesson or not, you know? I don't know why I did that, but I did. So there you go. The next full moon empowers me to embrace my inner white witch. We had this one on the last full moon. I'm sure we did. Okay. Now, one of my friends posted, and he knows who he is, bless him, you know who you are, posted a good meme earlier on today, I think it was, saying a witch is, you're still a witch, I think it was, you're still a witch if you don't like tarot, for instance, you're still a witch if you haven't practiced witchcraft for a while, you're still a witch, and it was all these sorts of confirmations, and at the end it said, because being a true witch is more about learning to own your inner power than it is about whether you like crystals or not or whatever, you know. And that's where I feel like that's reminding us to embrace your inner witch. Well, it's only a label at the end of the day, witch, isn't it? You know, it's one that I shied away from for a very long time because I felt it had very negative connotations and it just throws up too much weird energy in people, and then it became overly popular and overly trendy. Excuse me, my belly's rumbling. If you didn't hear that, quite angry, and whatever, and then I didn't like it because of that as well. But all it means really is embrace your inner power over your own life, which is exactly what I'm seeing here. Okay, you can with the help of the universe, God, Buddha, Allah, whatever you prefer to think of it as, your own higher self, okay, backing you up, and your own firm actions and understanding of yourself and understanding that these things are affecting you and you need to get it sorted, you will be guided on this. This is fantastic. Wheel of Fortune and Eight of Cups, sorry. Then followed by Justice and the Pentacles. It's fantastic, especially after coming in with that at the beginning, randomly. And then understanding that you're zigging where you should zag in your love life. You should be giving more to it, not less to it. It's the most stable thing that's absolutely organic right now, but everything else is coming into perfect stability as well, and maybe that's because you are realising all of this around the Temperance in reverse. Embrace your inner power, sort it out. The next one was the light of the moon leads me to communicate with my inner conscience. Exactly. So let this beautiful cleansing energy of this Aquarius full moon come into your home, come into your being, come into your aura and your energy space. And it's not just about cleansing the crystals, is it? It's about cleansing everything. Okay, it's about releasing everything. It's about cleansing everything, shedding light on our emotional journey. And there's a lot of we all got releasing to do around our emotional journeys. No, you know, we're never done. We're never done. That's why I don't hold with these people who are like, oh, I'm so spiritual, I never fall in love or fall for anyone or anything like that. Really, what, you're finished on your emotional journey, are you? Okay. I hope that makes sense for somebody. Yeah, let it in. Let it bring up what it's going to bring up. Okay, let it come up in your consciousness. What is what, and it will. I feel like you'll have illumination. I feel like you'll have epiphanies and light bulb moments over this Aquarius full moon for a lot of us, because true authenticity is being true to your heart and true to your passions. Even if there is like, oh, well, that's a bit dangerous or whatever, it's fine. It's fine. Maybe it is a bit dangerous. Take the next step. Take the next step. Trust your guidance. Trust your own inner knowing. Because there's lessons in all that as well. There's lessons in all of that as well. Absolutely. Okay. And it's safe for you to love. So we've got the confirmation. You know, people say, oh, well, I would give them a ring. I would say something. I would give them more of my time and energy than I have been or whatever, if I knew it was going to be safe. Well, there's your confirmation. It is safe. It is safe. There's nothing but genuine affection there for you. I think that came up in the last one. I'm not sure, because it's weird how I can't really remember what comes up. I can remember it in bits, or if something triggers something with it, like then. But I feel like a lot of that kind of energy came up in the last couple of ones, actually. Angel blessings wanted to come in today. These old little ones that I've got. So people literally free the magazine back in the days. Soul and Spirit. I don't even know if that magazine's still going anymore. Right. Angel of Celebrations. It's time to express yourself as the glorious and radiant being that you are. Absolutely, I'm all with that all day long. Maybe there is a celebration coming in. Maybe somebody who is celebrating something. Maybe getting dressed up for a special event or something like that. I'm seeing for somebody. But even if we don't, I think this came up in the last one. Celebrate yourself anyway, even if you haven't got anyone to celebrate with. Even if you don't have to have a bottle of champagne. I did say this in the last one. Is it Mel Robbins? She's like a motivational speaker. She does this I think it's called the high five theory, where you high five yourself in the mirror every day, because it's really interesting. The science behind it actually is that we high five other people, and when somebody high fives you, it's really nice energy exchange, isn't it? You feel uplifted, elated. Oh, and you get on with stuff. You know, if you're doing work, you're looking a bit sad or down or whatever, somebody high fives you or whatever, you feel, you know. But we don't high five ourselves. We get up in the morning, she says, and we brush our teeth, and there's a person in that mirror, and that person's with you all the time. And if you look at them at all, a lot of us don't even look at ourselves when we're cleaning our teeth in the morning. It's very self-deprecating. And she suggests every morning, and when you're cleaning your teeth, give yourself a high five. Give yourself a high five and just tell yourself you know, you're great and everything. And then throughout the day, even small achievements, look in a mirror and give yourself a high five. And there was like a neuroscientist explaining it with her, saying that there is actual science in that, because in the same way that you high-fived somebody else and it's released all the good chemicals to help you feel good, look good, get things done better, and bring in more 8 cups energy, well, fortune energy for yourself, you can do that for yourself as well. It's like rewiring your consciousness. So there we go. I'm getting that energy around there again. But maybe somebody's actually got a celebration too. So congratulations if you have. Perfect. I had a feeling this one was going to come up, actually. I was thinking about it just now when we were doing the moon ones. Moon goddess. Be still, let your emotions settle, and then you will see more clearly. So there's perfect moonlight energy there, moon goddess energy, about getting in touch with our emotions, about allowing the light of the moon, allowing the power of the moon to shed light on our emotional journey. There's just more confirmation from Spirit there that that's what we need to be doing under this Aquarius full moon. We need to be careful staying in our heads, get out of our heads. We've got the poison, we've got the remedy, get back in the heart, okay? Check in with our emotional journey. Is it authentic? Bringing that authenticity into our emotions. Like I said at the beginning, it's not all about going, oh, I'm eccentric, me, I've got pink hair and a tattoo or whatever. It's totally not. It's about... So this is asking us to bring it into this reading's asking us to bring it into our emotional journey, our true authenticity. So our truth of our feelings for somebody, or an emotional journey we're on with somebody. Okay? Start seeing what could go right. Start seeing what could go right and invest in yourself a little bit more in that. I feel like it's going to be wonderful for you, whoever that is. Right, anything else? Yes, of course, Starseed Oracle. I love this oracle. I've been working with it all week. The personal card that came out for me this week was Star Brothers. No surprise, it's the hawky one. I said to you about the hawk feather and the hawks and the falcons with me last week. That's continued. So no wonder that I should draw this one for myself to work with this week, the Horus energy, which of course is at the sun. Isis was Horus's mother. Okay, and we're in the age of Horus now as well. Or we're just entering it, which is related to the age of Aquarius. So Star Brothers protection there. So I'm leaving that one out because that's my personal one that I'm working with this week. Let's see what's coming out for the collective. What shall I put him in? Because a couple of times the one I've been working with personally has come out actually weirdly. So just goes to show that microcosm, macrocosm healing thing is a thing. So what we're healing in our inner world, in our lives, is also affecting our bloodline and family line. It's also affecting everyone in humanity, my loves, okay? This makes sense for you. Too many. Just one for the collective, please. Just one card for the collective, please. Oh. Same one as last week. Baby steps. So we're still there. We're still taking them baby steps. Okay? Don't overthink things, especially on a full moon. Do not overthink things, especially on an Aquarius full moon. Don't get all up in your head. That's what I'm hearing you. This is the big theme of this reading. Baby steps, action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. Don't go worrying about what the end result is. Don't go thinking about everything that could go wrong in a relationship and trying to think what the end might be and what the end result should be and what it should look like. Just go with what it is. Go with what's in your own heart right now. Baby steps. There, my darlings. I'm going to leave you there. I hope you've enjoyed it. Remember to drink lots of water, especially in this heat. Remember that there's a higher power working with you, as well as your wonderful selves. And this has been, as far as I can see, this has been an amazing reading. There's amazing things coming in. There's absolutely amazing things coming in, and we're really learning how to balance ourselves. We're really, really learning how to do that big time. Okay? So please give me a thumbs up. Please give me the share. Please give me the like, subscribe, and get in touch and look after your beautiful selves. And I'll be back for another reading very soon. Love you lots. I pressed the crystal to knock it off. You guys saw that? Moon energy. I need to stop and drink some water. Yeah, that's not going to work, right? See you soon, guys. Bye.